Morning, this is Sarah, physical therapist, and I'm going to help guide you through the Healthy Bones for Life program for osteoporosis. So you will need some hand weights and a chair to get you started. So just going through the handbook, we're just going to start off seated in your chair doing some posture relief exercises. So the W exercise, so we're going to stand or sit and raise the arms in a W formation, palms facing forward, and slowly squeeze your shoulder blades down and together. Your hands don't need to move. And hold this position for 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the squeeze, but keep your arms and hands in the position for each repetition. Repeat this 5 times. So inhale, pull down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release 3 more times. And release and pull down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and 1 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. So next is the V position. So this can be done standing or sitting, but start with your arms down and across in front of you. You don't need to bend forward. Keep your upright posture and then raise the arms up overhead into a V position. Hold this for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower arms back down in the cross position. Make sure that you don't bend forward as you do this. Do this exercise slowly and repeat for 5 times. So up and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Up and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Up and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we have 1 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can release. And take a moment to rest here as we move on to the alternating C position. So this is without weights. So this exercise can relieve some of the pressure from prolonged sitting. Sitting with the hands slightly resting behind your head. Do not pull on the head. We're going to arch the back backwards. Do not let your head go backwards. Hold this position for 5 seconds. And release, and do this slowly and repeat 5 times. I'm just going to turn to face you, so that you can see me sideways. Placing the hands on the head, don't pull the head forward. We're going to arch the back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 5, 4, 3, 2, excellent job. So you can bring your arms down to take a break there. So coming up to a standing position, we're going to do some standing back bends to stretch your spine and the muscles for greater flexibility and movement. So standing with your feet shoulder width apart and your buttocks against a counter or a heavy table that won't move. This is just for some balance, so you might not necessarily need that. Place your hands at your waist. Pinch your shoulder blades back as if you're trying to squeeze a pencil between them. And then lean back slightly, but stay comfortable. Your head should stay in its normal position. The underneath part of the chin should be level with the ground, and your eyes should be looking straight ahead. So holding that for a count of 5, 4, 1. Release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Great job. So you can come down to a seated position here as we do some chin tucks. So the purpose for this is to reduce the tightness in the spine and the muscles of the neck and upper back, and to help your head be lined up over your shoulders rather than have it being stooped forward. So sitting with your middle and lower back well supported in a chair, you're going to move your head straight back and as far as possible. keeping your chin level with the floor and look straight ahead. Do not tilt your chin or forehead. Hold your head back like this position for 3 to 4 seconds, and then relax the back into the normal posture for a second or two. So this is from the side, it looks like so. Straight back, trying to stack the ear over the shoulder, and just tucking. And then release, and back, hold, release, back, release, and then one more. And release. Good job. So coming into our warm-up, we are going to start with our first exercise, which is marching in place. So you can turn the chair to face either you or turn sideways so you have some stability here. But stand behind your chair. You're going to start slowly marching in place and pumping the arms for about 1 minute. So we can do the little arm pump. And we're just going to keep going here for a whole minute. I've got my timer on, and we're just moving, trying to get everything warmed up, the joints, the hips, the knees, the feet, working on some stability here. Bending those elbows. Another option could be to sit in the chair to do this if you feel like you are going to lose your balance. And we're about halfway, so if you are holding on with one arm, switch to the other side so that we can get that arm pumping with the right arm, the opposite arm that you were using. If you would like the modification, keep going, but I'll just show you the other option here. So it will be just lifting the feet off the ground and pumping both arms here. So 1 minute, almost there. Great job. And wherever you are, you can stop and come to a seat here. Actually, I'm sorry. We're going to come up to standing, holding on to the chair. So you're standing behind your chair, using it for balance. The slight bend in the supporting leg, maintaining good posture, and with the foot flexed, bring one leg forward and return back to neutral position next to your other leg. So it's going to look like so. Good job. And extend that same leg, foot flexed out to the side, and return to a neutral position. Extend the same leg back behind you, then return to a neutral position. Repeat this exercise sequence 10 times on each leg. It should be slow and 1 second per movement. So if we go through, and this can also be done in the chair, which I can show you that variation. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out to the side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then the other side. So I'm just going to turn face the chair here so you can see me, but you would turn to the other side. Forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Out to the side. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Straight back. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. So doing 30 repetitions total on either side. The other option would be sitting in a chair. Alternate straightening your knee at the speed of 1 second per extension. Match the number and speed of those during a standing warm-up for about 30 repetitions total. So that would just look like alternating, kicking right foot, left foot, and just trying to get 30 on each leg for that seated variation. So the third warm-up without weights would be standing in a proper posture next to your chair. We're going to start with the arms down and crossed in front of you. We've already done this one with the posture. So the standing V, we have already done this. So we'll move on to the next one. So the fourth warm-up would be the standing X with no weights. Standing in proper posture near your chair. Start with your arms down. Do not bend forward, keeping your upright posture. Raise the right arm up overhead and slightly out to the side as you bring your left arm down and back. It will look like half of an X. Hold this position for a count of 2 and lower the arms back down. Make sure you do not bend forward as you do this. Repeat with the left arm overhead and slightly out to the side as you bring the right arm down and back. Hold this position for a count of 2 and then lower the arms back down. Make sure you do not bend forward as you do this. Do this exercise slowly and repeat the sequence right and left 10 times. So we're going out, hold for 1, 2, come back, other side, 1, 2, come back, 7, 6, 5. Of course, this can be done seated in a chair if you feel like you are having a little bit of instability. And last one here. Great job. Okay, so that is our X, our standing X for our warm-up. So going on to the balance part of the program. This is an important one where we want to definitely use our chair if we are feeling unsteady. So standing tall with good body alignment, your feet directly underneath your hips, and with your toes pointed straight ahead. Distribute your body weight evenly between your feet and press your feet into the floor. Tighten your kneecaps, tighten your buttocks, and tuck your tailbone slightly. Lift your chest and increase the space between your pelvis and your rib cage, so right here. Lengthen your neck and pretend you are 2 inches taller. Do not tilt your head back. This is the posture you wish to maintain throughout the balance sequence. So for the body, sway side to side. Stand next to your chair with good body alignment, your feet directly underneath your hips, and your toes pointed straight ahead. Do not hold on to the chair, but stand close and sway your body from side to side, transferring the body weight from one leg to the other. Move only at your ankle joints. Keep your body straight and move your body as a solid unit away from the ankles. And do not pick up your feet, do not bend your knees, and do not bend at the waist. We're going to repeat that 5 times. The modification would be to hold on to the chair as you sway from side to side. Or you can touch with just one finger, depending on the level of stability that you need. Moving on to the next balance exercise, we are doing the same thing, but going forwards, backwards. So standing with good body alignment, your feet directly underneath your hips, and your toes pointed straight ahead. Sway your body forward and backward, transferring your body weight onto the balls of your feet, and then back onto your heels. Move only at your ankle joints, and keep your body as straight as you move as a solid unit. This movement is very small. Do not pick up your heels or toes. We're repeating this for 5 times, and of course you can hold onto the chair or use one finger on the chair. Great job. Then the third balance exercise, we're going to do tandem standing. You have the option to use a chair and another chair, or a table and a chair for more balance. So stand beside a sturdy chair with one holding onto the back of the chair for support. Place your right foot in front of your left foot so that your right heel touches the toes of your left foot in a straight line. Focus on a point straight line ahead of you, and this might help with your balance. Release your hold on the chair and maintain your balance for 10 seconds. This makes this harder. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Repeat the procedure with the left leg in front. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So eventually trying to work up to holding for 30 seconds. So if you would like to take the opportunity to do so as you practice this program, you can pause the video to do so. So standing, now getting into the tandem walking, standing beside a sturdy chair, place your right foot in front of your left foot so that your right heel touches the toes of the left foot in a straight line. Focus on a point right in front of you, which may help with balance. And walk toe to heel in tandem style for 20 steps, 10 forward steps and 10 backward steps, using the back of the chair for support as needed with the arms outstretched. Perform this exercise for 10 steps forward and 10 steps back. So, of course, using maybe a wall might be helpful here because we don't have 10 chairs lined up. So, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. Okay. So the tandem standing weight shift exercise is the modification for that one that we just did. So you can do one or the other. So standing beside a chair with one hand holding onto the back of the chair for support, you're placing your right foot in front of your left foot so that the heel touches the toes. And lift your weight off the back foot as you transfer your weight forward to your front foot. Transfer all your weight from the front foot gradually to the back foot and press your heel down. Alternate positions, left foot, right foot, performing 10 repetitions on each side. So this is 7, 6, 5, and so on. And of course, you would do the same thing on the other side for that variation. So just taking a pause here if you need to use that variation. Good. So one leg standing, this is a more advanced exercise, so some of you may not be able to do this exercise. So if not, just hang tight. Stand with good alignment, feet directly underneath the hips with the toes pointed straight ahead. Support your hands on each side. You might need to grab another chair. You can use the wall as well. Your support should be at the sides so that you do not have to bend forward. Transfer your weight onto your right foot and pick up your left foot. If you are steady, pick up your right hand. Now you're supported by your right leg and left hand. If you are steady, pick up your left hand. You are now standing on your right foot with no other support. Stand on your right leg for 10 seconds with good alignment. This exercise is not effective if you are wobbling from side to side for balance. If you are wobbling, then maintain support using your left hand. Lower your hands and feet so you're again supported by both feet and hands. Transfer your weight onto the left leg and pick up your right foot. Then your left hand and finally pick up your right hand. Hold for 10 seconds. And then release the foot and the hands back down. We are taking that one more time on each side. So standing on that right foot, go ahead and lift left hand and then right hand. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release the hands and feet down to the floor. Shift your weight onto your left foot as you pick up your right foot. Now hovering the hands. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bringing that foot and the hands back down to the floor for some stability here. And moving on to the calf raises. So the purpose of this is to improve balance and to stimulate bone formation in the hips, also improving flexibility in your ankles and strengthening your calf muscles behind the leg. So standing 8 to 10 inches behind the chair with your feet shoulder width apart and your hands slightly touching the back of the chair for balance. Slowly rise up onto the balls of the feet, the toes, as high as you can so that your heels are lifted off of the floor. Slowly lower your heels back down to the starting position and repeat. When your balance has improved and you're ready for a challenge, try this without touching the back of the chair. So we will do one set, 12 repetitions. So 1, 2, 11 and 12. Great job. Take a little break. You might feel some strengthening happening in the back of the legs. So then the next one is chair stands to improve balance and to stimulate bone formation in the hip and strengthen the lower body. So sit toward the front of your chair with the feet flat on the ground and shoulder width apart. So that your knees are at a 90-degree angle, arms are out in front of you across your chest. Using your legs, slowly push your body up to a standing position. Make sure that your knees do not come forward past your toes. As you are standing, make sure that you do keep the spine straight and no forward flexing of the back. Slowly return to a seated position on the chair and repeat. So we will do this for 12 repetitions. When returning to the chair, if you don't sit on the chair, just kind of remain above it. That's a little more advanced, so you choose. So standing up, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great job. Take a little break in your chair. Any modification for that, you can use your hands on the chair lightly to assist you to push up to standing. So, when we are doing the weight training program, you can go ahead and grab onto some weights. I don't have any today, so I'm going to use my imaginary weights. So whatever weight you were using for the program before, you can go ahead and grab those. So the first exercise is going to be mini squats, and again, much like the chair squats, is designed to strengthen the hip and leg muscles and to stimulate bone formation of the hip. So with this exercise, and not using the weights yet, you're going to stand behind the chair, holding on to the back of the chair, keeping your back straight, and engage your core by pulling the belly button in. Slowly squat down like you're going to sit in a chair. Do not let your knees go forward beyond your toes. Return to the starting position and repeat. So we'll do that for 12 repetitions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. So moving on to the overhead press with the hand weights. So the purpose here is to strengthen the shoulders, the upper back, and arm muscles. You can stand or sit here with feet shoulder width apart and your knees slightly bent if you're standing. Holding the weights at shoulder height, bend the elbows with the palms facing forward and the wrists are straight. Slowly press the weights above the head, slightly in front of the head, keeping your hands about shoulder width apart. Remember to keep a slight bend in your elbow when extending, and don't lock the elbows. Slowly lower the weights to the starting position and repeat for 12. If you have shoulder pain or an injury, either do not use the hand weights and move your arms only as high as you can without any discomfort. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great job. Bringing those weights down by your side for a moment to take a rest. So we are going to transition into our standing knee raises. So this can be done with or without weights. And the purpose here is to strengthen your hip flexors and to stimulate bone formation in the hips. So standing with knees slightly bent, and if you need to use a chair for balance, you can. Engage your core by drawing the belly button in. Slowly raise the knee in front of your body so that the hip and knee are at a 90-degree angle, like a marching position. Slowly return to the floor and repeat with the same leg. So switching the opposite leg and complete for 12 repetitions. So we're doing all 12 on the right leg. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
and 10. Release that foot down to the floor, taking the other side, left foot for 12. Of course, this can be done sitting in a chair. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Great job bringing that foot back down to the floor. We are going to come into our tricep extension with hand weights to strengthen the other parts of our arm muscles. So sitting in a chair, you can stand staggered, but for the sake of safety here, why don't we choose the chair option while you're doing this at home. So with the feet slightly about hips distance apart and the knees slightly bent, keeping the spine straight, we're going to engage the core by drawing the belly button in, bending slightly from the hip and not the waist. Hold the weight with your elbow bent at 90 degrees, the 90-degree angle. The palm is facing your body, so it's facing inward, and the wrist is straight. We're going to lower the arm until it is positioned next to your rib cage with your elbow slightly behind your back. So what that looks like is this. So we want the elbow to be in line with the rib cage here. Okay? So I'm just facing sideways so that you can see me. Slowly straighten your forearm, only moving at the elbow up and down and keeping your wrist straight. The upper arm between the shoulder and the elbow does not move during this exercise. So this is stationary here. We're only pivoting around the elbow. So slowly return back to the starting position and we're 12 times on each side. So 1, and I have my imaginary weight in my hands. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great job. Other side. So bending forward. Upper arm is in line with the rib cage. We're slightly bending forward, hinging at the hips, not rounding at the spine. And we are going to extend back and come back to your starting position. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great job. So taking a little break from that and allowing the arms to rest, we are going to come into standing for our side leg lift with no weights, or you can use ankle weights for this one, and just strengthen the leg and the hip muscles and to stimulate bone formation in the hip. We're going to stand next to or behind the chair with the knees slightly bent and using the chair for balance. Shift your body weight so that you are standing on your right leg. Maintain good posture throughout this exercise and avoid bending at the waist. So no torso tipping. So you should be able to engage the core by drawing your belly button in. Your left foot should be flexed, so toes drawn up. Keeping the legs straight, lift your foot off the floor to the left side and slightly back. So leading with the heel. And you should feel it in the hip. Slowly lower your leg back to the starting position and repeat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then the other side. So 12, I'm going to talk as we go through these. So just a tip. So lifting the leg higher is not always better. You should not be bending at the waist. 11 and 12. Great job. So of course the alternative and the modification for that could be to sit up straight at the edge of the chair and then placing both feet together. We're going to turn the leg out to the side, keeping the torso and sitting up nice and tall, returning back to the start position. So you could do that 12 times on each side if you were having trouble standing up and balancing. So a standing row, so we can use hand weights here to strengthen the upper back and the shoulder muscles for our posture. So we can stand or sit with feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent. Arms are straight out in front with the palms facing each other and wrists are straight. I have my imaginary weights in my hands. Slowly pull the arms back and bend the elbows like we're rowing. As you're pulling back, squeeze the shoulder blades downward and together. So we're doing this for 12 repetitions. I will turn sideways so that you can see my movement here. So we're out in the front and we pull back. 12, 11, squeeze, 8, 7, 6, 1. Great job. So then, taking a little break from that, you can rest your weights down on your thighs here. So, and actually you can put your hand weights down. We are going to come back up to standing. So the reason for the sit down, stand up is just to give that body part that we just worked on a little bit of a rest in between. So that's why we're going from up and down. So coming back up to standing, you can use ankle weights if you have them, and to strengthen the glute muscles and the leg muscles, so in the rear, and stimulate bone formation of the hip. So stand directly behind your chair, holding onto the back of the chair. Since you want your head, neck, and back in a straight line, focus on a point in front of you to better maintain your proper posture. Keep your legs straight here, but your knees slightly bent and your elbows bent. Shift your body weight so that you are standing on your right leg. Knee is soft. Your left foot should be flexed, keeping your left leg and foot straight. Slowly extend the leg behind you and then lower it back down to the starting position and repeat 12 times on each side. So it's 1, 2, straight back. Notice how my upper body is not folding forward. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I will turn sideways so that you can see me on the other side. So shifting your weight onto the left foot now, we are extending that right leg back behind you with the foot flex, and then returning to the start position. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Releasing that foot back down to the floor. So if you could come back down into your chair, sitting, grabbing your hand weights. We are going to do an arm curl with hand weights. So the purpose here is to increase the muscle strength in the upper arms, or the biceps. So with feet shoulder width apart, engage your core. Hold the weight so that your arms are straight down at your sides with your palms facing forward. So the upper arm from the shoulder to the elbow should be pressed against your body. So we're keeping that in. And then slowly bend your elbow and raise the knee up toward your shoulder, but not quite touching the shoulder. Keep your upper arm against your body so that it stays in line with your side. Slowly lower the weight back down to the start position and repeat. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. And then the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great job. My dog Piper just needed to make her debut. So if we can put those weights down, we're going to come into our standing lunge. So this is used to increase the muscle strength in the legs and in a weight bearing position. So standing next to your chair, holding onto the back for support, using 1 or 2 chairs as needed for balance, keeping an upright posture. Put the right leg slightly forward into a lunge position. Slowly shift your weight over the front foot. Do not let the knee go past the toe. Hold the lunge position for 5 seconds, then shift the weight backwards. So we're going to repeat this for 12 reps on the right, reverse putting the left leg forward. So what this looks like is bending the knee, holding for a couple seconds, and then straightening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And that back knee can bend a little bit. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great job. Switch your feet out now so that left foot comes forward. We're bending those knees to come down and then stand back up. 2, 4, 5. And if you are bending that back knee, that heel is most likely going to come up off the floor. 10, 11, and 12. Great job. Come back to your standing position. And we're going to come into seated again, grabbing your hand weights. So we're going to sit with the feet shoulder width apart, holding onto those hand weights with the elbows bent at a 90-degree angle. Your forearms should be parallel with the floor and the palms face each other. Your upper arm should be against the rib cage, and slowly rotate your forearms away from the center of your body about a 45-degree angle while keeping your upper arm pressed against the side. You'll be pinching your shoulder blades together as you do this. Slowly return to the starting position and repeat for 12 times. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Excellent job. You can rest for a moment here and put your weights down if you would like. So getting into some seated toe taps, the purpose is to strengthen the endurance of the muscles in the front of your lower leg. So sitting in your chair with good posture, pulling the belly button in toward your spine, start with both feet flat on the floor. Alternate toe tapping as quickly as you can for 20 repetitions on each side. So 1, 2. Good job. So we might be at different points here. Definitely take your time working through that if you need to. So then coming into doing some wrist curls, you can use your hand weights here. So sitting with the feet shoulder width apart, holding the hand weight with the elbow bent at 90 degrees, and the forearm should be parallel with the floor, and the palms are facing up. Your upper arm should be alongside your rib cage. Slowly start to curl your wrist up toward the ceiling, and then return to the start position. So I know the picture here, the bottom one shows that the palm is down, but we're actually going to do palm up, just because that's what it says in the instructions. So we're curling up and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great job. Take a little break here, and then we're going to do reverse wrist curls. So now, similarly, we're going to sit in the same position, and upper arms still stay alongside the rib cage, but this time you're going to turn the palms down. Slowly curl your wrist so that the back of the hand goes up toward the ceiling, and then return to the start position and repeat 12 times. Again, I'm holding on to my imaginary weights, and then we're lifting up and then back down. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great job. You can take a little rest there. Maybe put your weights on the ground here. So the next one are the ankle circles to strengthen the ankle muscles. So we're sitting in good posture with the core engaged, drawing the belly button in. Straighten one knee slightly as the foot lifts off of the floor, and then slowly turn your ankle clockwise in the directions for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're reversing the direction, going counterclockwise for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that foot down to the floor, stepping the left one up, and we draw our circles clockwise 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then reverse your direction for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a little rest and let that foot come back down to the floor. So getting into our stretching, so we want to avoid any forward bending and also not stretching through any pain. So there's a difference between stretch and pain. Slight discomfort is kind of normal with a stretch. So keep that in mind. If it's causing you pain, back off the stretch. So the most important aspect of this hamstring stretch is to not bend around the back. If a person has a recent hip replacement, they should not do this exercise in sitting. So to stretch the muscles in the back of the thigh, we want to sit toward the front of the chair, keeping one of the knees bent and extending the other leg straight out in front, with your toes pointed up to the ceiling, keeping your spine straight and supporting your upper body by placing your hands on the thigh of your bent leg. Bend slowly from the hips forward, not down toward your toes. Once in position, hold and begin counting this position for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching out to the other side, extending that left leg, toes up. Inhale to come up to nice tall sitting, and then hinge forward at the hips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We can release. And in terms of the hip replacement, that is not forever. It's just within your phases of healing. So talk to your PT about that and when that stretch would be appropriate for you to do if you had a hip replacement. The next one is your calf stretch to stretch the back side of the lower leg. So standing with the hands on the back of the chair, slightly bend the elbows. Do not bend forward. Step back 12 to 24 inches from one foot, keeping the knee straight. The front knee of the forward leg should be bent, making sure that the knee is directly over the foot. Yes? A little bit. Press the heel of the back leg to the floor and hold this position for 10-second count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then switch out, stepping the right foot back. Now we're driving that back heel down toward the ground, bending the front knee so we can feel a stretch in that back leg. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Release that foot. And we are moving on to our wrist stretch. So the purpose of this is to stretch the muscles in the wrist and the forearms. So we are going to place our hands together and slowly press your hands down toward your stomach until you feel a stretch. Hold for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. The next one is our chest stretch. To stretch the muscles of the chest, so we are going to sit in a chair, grasping your hands together, interlacing your fingers like so, but behind your back, stretch your arms backward. You should feel a stretch in the front of your chest, hold this stretch for 10 seconds. So if we kind of bring our shoulders back and press our fingertips down toward the floor. So I'm going to cross the chest for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. You can release that stretch, and we are on to the next one. We are going to do the ankle stretch to stretch the muscles of the ankle and the calf. So sitting in the chair with the legs extended in front of you, the heels on or off the floor. Bend the ankles to point the toe towards you. So lifting up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, and then pointing the toe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other leg. Drawing the toes up toward the shin for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and then point the toe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release that. So moving on to our final exercise here. So this is an optional one, used to stretch the front of the chest muscles. So if you stand in the corner of the room or in a doorway with your arms bent at a 90-degree angle at shoulder level and the hands touching the wall on either side of the corner. Do not bend forward at the waist and keep the head upright. Step 1 foot forward, letting the knee bend. Lean onto your front leg, bringing your head and chest forward into the corner. Do not bend at the waist. And you should feel a gentle stretch in your chest and in your shoulders, keeping your eyes looking forward so that you do not bend your head backwards. Hold the stretch for 10 seconds. Stand up straight, and then switch to the other side and repeat for 10 seconds. So that wraps up our Healthy Bones for Life program. If you have any questions, you can comment on the video at the end here. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy exercising for your bone health. Have a good day.